Are you one of those people that has a sneaky suspicion, or maybe you've got a gut feeling that there's something that's blocking you? Or there's a wall or something blocking you, maybe from, you're on the path to success or to money or to relationships or to health, and there's something blocking you and you don't know what it is, but you got a sneaky suspicion that there is. Well, guess what? There is. And today we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about these beliefs that you have, that we all have, that are stopping us from getting the things that we want. More importantly, how the work of the emotion code and body code can help identify what those beliefs, where you form them, how you form them, and get rid of them so they're not in the way of your path to health and wealth and relationships and all the good things that we want. Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Losier. Welcome to Facebook Live. We are here today on episode number big. That's all I can remember right now. Dana, what episode are we on today, please?
Today, Michael, we are on episode 181.
181. So you know what that means. If we do it live every Friday, we're on number 181. We have 180 episodes for you to check out. You can go to HangoutWithMichael.com and you can find out the past episodes. I'm going to ask Dana. First I'm going to introduce myself, and then Dana's going to tell us how hot last week was. Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Losier. I'm the author of 2 best-selling books, One Law of Attraction, published in 37 languages. Most of you are on my Facebook page, so you might recognize me or my book. My second book is Law of Connection, and it's an NLP-based book that teaches you how to detect someone's style and how to match it so you can stay in rapport. And my third book, which is called Your Life's Purpose, is out June 6, 2017 this year, so I'm excited about that. But today we have a panel of body code and emotion code experts, and we're going to tell you all about what you need to know, how to clear the path so you can have the wealth and the love and the relationships and all the business that you want. You're going to find out today what's stopping that. First, I'm going to welcome my panelists today. Dana, good morning. Tell us about who you are, where you're from, and what you're going to help us out with today.
All righty. Thanks so much, Michael. My name is Dana Smithers. I live in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, and I work with women solopreneurs to help them get aligned to their sacred gifts. And because I'm also a certified law of attraction trainer, I use the tools and processes to help them grow their business. And if they happen to have any trapped emotions, well, as a certified emotion code practitioner, we can get rid of some of those trapped emotions and move them forward to grow and be happy in the business that they've created.
Yes. Well, I know some people are, suspicious or curious. They've been watching the show for almost 3 years. And, we've done hundreds of episodes on law of attraction. We've done hundreds of episodes, not hundreds yet, maybe on life's purpose and NLP. And we're talking more about the body code and emotion code. And the reason is because it's such a great piece to add to all the great communication, all the great law of attraction. So we're doing that here at Hangout with Michael. We're teaching you all the things that you need to know so you can live a rich, full, delicious life. Dana, we're going to come back to you in a second. I'm going to welcome our other 2 guests, and then you're going to tell us about last week's show. We are staying we got an all-Canadian crew with us today. Yeah. I'm here in beautiful Victoria, BC, and my other 3 panelists are in beautiful Vancouver. We have a new guest with us this morning, James Inverarity. Good morning.
Good morning, Michael.
Hey,
my name is Jim Inverarity. I live in Vernon, and I'm fully certified in both the emotion code and body code, and I have my own practice, called Good Life Energy Healing.
Yes, and today you're going to be our guest, and you're going to talk more today about the body code. We've had some friends watching the show thinking, tell me more about the body code. Well, I chatted with John this week, and Jim James, and he said something that really struck a chord with me, and I thought, you know what, he's on the show today. Hey, no, it's not a typo. We have another Inverarity on the panel. John, good morning.
Good morning, Michael. Yeah, so almost all the Inverarities in Canada are hanging out with Michael this morning. So my name is John Inverarity, and I'm a certified emotion code and body code practitioner. And I love helping people attract an abundance of health, mental health, physical health, wealth, and love in personal relationships or finding relationships. And I'm in Vancouver, beautiful British Columbia, Canada.
John and I met when I was limping for 5 years, and he did a body code, emotion code session via Skype. And halfway through the session, I got up to get a glass of water, and he noticed I wasn't limping anymore. And you know what? He fixed over Skype. So that's why we're so excited to bring you this lovely world of body code and emotion code. Now, John, who was saying what this morning? Before we start today's episode, please.
Yeah, there's a lot of people watching live right now. Carol Miller says hello.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Carol Miller.
Kevin Hune says hello all. Kevin's here. Hi, Kevin.
Kevin from Toronto.
Well, hopefully I'm going to pronounce this right. Sujit Kumar says hello.
Hey, Sujit Kumar.
Amber Dwayne Bayer. The emotion code experience is incredible. Life-changing.
Yes. Now, I'm going to tell you about Amber. She is hosting a seminar for me in Edmonton on May 22nd. Amber, you can put the information. So, you know, when I work with anybody, you know, we're teaming up. Her and I did emotion code sessions to find out if we had any trapped emotions from having a great experience in Edmonton. And guess what? We had a couple. Guess what? We get rid of them. If you're in the Edmonton, Calgary, or Red Deer area or anywhere in that radius, honestly, it's a full-day seminar at Edmonton. Law of attraction in the morning, NLP, law of connection in the afternoon. Then I shut the show down at 3 o'clock. And we bring out the magnets, and I'm going to do emotion code at the front of the room and remove people's trapped emotions, and everyone's going to go, ooh, ah, it's going to be magic. So, Amber, in the comments below, let people know how they can get a hold of you to join us on May 22nd in Edmonton. I hope I'm giving the right date. Amber put it right. Okay, back to you, John. Go ahead, please.
There's lots of people commenting. Rami Carlin says hello. She's watching. Hi, Rami.
Long time.
Gwen Lorena. Gwen Lorena says, hello, lovely to see you. I'm so excited as I've just bought your first book, Law of Attraction. Yippee!
Yay. Hey, Gwen, welcome to my world.
Yeah. Sarah Vanna, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name, says hello.
Hello, hey,
Sarah.
You know, I have a lot of people that live in India and Southeast Asia. You know, I've been traveling to Malaysia for the last 7 years. You know, my book was in the top 10 in Malaysia for a number of years. And I trained about 250 trainers in Malaysia. A lot of them worked for corporate in the bank. So in Southeast Asia, law of attraction is used in the corporate world. So I did very well there. So he's probably someone that knows you from there. A couple more, John, and then we're going to get started today. Go ahead, please.
Absolutely, yes. Cynthia Manor from Florida says hello.
Hey, Cynthia. Hey, I want to say Amber just said the right dates for Edmonton are April 22nd, and we're very excited. So Cynthia Manor, she's from Florida right now. She's not in any snow, so good morning to her.
And Carrie Burt says hello. Grace from Florida says hello.
Hey, Grace.
She's watching, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot here.
Okay, good. Well, I'm going to let you digest that word and come back to. We are going to move ahead and get started this morning. Unless there's just one you have to tell me about, John. You had the look on your face that said, I got one more. Go ahead, please.
Well, Rami says hello again from Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
A double hello.
The double hello, yep.
Double hello. Well, welcome, everybody. Good morning. We have one thing in common. All of us are certified emotion code practitioners. And if you've been watching the Hangout with Michael show, you know that we help remove trapped emotion. Now, a trapped emotion is an unprocessed negative emotion. And every negative emotion that we ever had, part of it stays trapped or lodged. And we wouldn't call it trapped if it was a good thing, right? Trapped means it's a bad thing. We trap something bad, and it's a negative emotion. And when we go to make decisions, that trapped emotion is like a little orange cone on the highway that says, well, remember that incident when, remember that experience when, remember that belief when, and we have to go around the orange cone, or we have to go around that limiting belief. And today we're going to talk about beliefs, and you know what? Some beliefs are good. The belief to look both ways before you cross the street, that's pretty handy. But James is going to tell us today about when those beliefs got formed and how they got formed, and that's the conversation today. Dana, let's do a quick little, here's what people said about last week's show, and then we're going to have a conversation with James, and then John is going to tell us who's saying what. If you have a question about today about the body code or emotion code, honestly, this is the day to do it. We've never had two body code practitioners at the same time. They can answer us. So today is James is going to tell us about the body code and about limiting beliefs for children. We're going to take question and answers live here. John's going to get queued up to do that. Dana, who's saying what, or what did we do last week's show? It was great.
Last week was great. And isn't it interesting that we have a Michael, James, John, or Jim on today, and those are all saints' names.
Yes.
Just saying.
My middle name's Joseph, so there you go.
Oh, there you go. Very interesting. So last week was episode 180. You can find it at HangoutWithMichael.com, and you'll see it there. You can watch it. It was a fabulous show. Michael introduced his new book, Your Life's Purpose, and it's all about fulfillment needs and here we go, uncover what really fulfills you. And perhaps you've noticed, perhaps you haven't, but one of Michael's fulfillment needs happens to be attention. And go back and listen to it, because Michael tells a story about how when he was younger, and this might be the case with you as well, he was kind of a class clown, acted out, that sort of thing. I think he talked about standing on a table or something, but I don't know, he may have deleted that one. But
that was a private conversation, Dana.
Right, yeah. So that was, a little bit of getting attention. But once you read Michael's books, you're going to find out that, you can get those fulfillment needs in happy, functional ways, which is one of, that's always been Michael's mission once he started Law of Attraction, his NLP book, Law of Connection. So Your Life's Purpose, you can actually pre-order. And another great thing, since you're on the Michael's fan page right now, there is a contest where you can actually win the book. So make sure you take a look at that link, Michael. I'm sure you have it in there.
Well, I haven't seen a copy of this book yet, since the publisher. So the publisher's putting on that contest.
Excellent. Okay.
It's called a galley copy, and they usually send it to the media. Yeah. So someone's going to win a pre-published galley copy. And hey, John Inverarity's been reading the book because I gave him the pre-galley pre-copy, my copy. And so we're going to hear from him about what he thought. So we talked all about the emotion code. We talked all about Your Life's Purpose last week. There's a chance to win on the contest. And Amazon has it at its lowest price it'll ever be. That's the guarantee. And, okay, it's like $11. Really? $11 to find your life purpose? Really?
And it's a great book.
It took me 5 years to write it. And then you uncover your life purpose. Something's not fair. I have trapped emotions.
About that, yeah.
$11 on Amazon right now. Pre-order and have it delivered when it's released. I also got something, a little gift I'm going to be giving people that are pre-ordering the book. I'll tell you more about that later. Well, good. Thank you, Dana, for letting us know about last week's show. Now, that show is also on my fan page. You can go check it out. Mm-hmm. John, we're going to peek in with you. I want to hear from 5 or 6 people. And then, James, we are going to start with you. John, go ahead, please. Who's saying what?
Yeah, well, I mentioned most people already. So if you are watching live, please say hello. Tell us you're watching, where you're from. Eleanor Freeberry, or Elle's watching from the UK. Hi, guys. She has a question. My question, how do you know when to use emotion code and when to use the body code? Is that something you ask the subconscious?
Okay, good. We'll have James look after that for us. James?
Yeah.
Yeah. I also noticed that a fellow certified facilitator, Jody Santangelo, is watching. So, hey, Jody from Florida, unless she's traveling. And our longtime friend, Kevin Hoon, his wife just tapped him on the shoulder and said, you got to get Michael Losier's new book. So shout out to Kevin's wife who tapped him on the shoulder and said, you got to get a new book.
Yeah.
A couple more, John, or is there anything else to say?
I think that's everything for now that I can see. Yeah.
Okay, great. If you're watching live, we are reading live today. And if you're watching not live, I will still reply later. So go ahead, say hello. Tell us what you liked about today's show or the past, and a question live. John will, this is so cute. John will let his dad know there's some questions. Okay? Dad, there's some questions. Yes, son, what are they? It's too cute. Hey, James, welcome back.
Oh, thanks, Michael.
Good. So, James, I want you to, because, like a woman just asked, what's the difference? When do you know to use it? I want to tell you how you answer the question about and find your own way to explore, what is the body code? Why do we need to know about it? When is it different? So how do you want to present that with us today? And most importantly, today we're talking about beliefs and how the body code is so helpful with that. Go ahead and welcome.
Sure. The question that was just asked was, when do you use the emotion code versus body code? Do you ask that when you're through muscle testing? And the answer to that is yes. You can say, is there something in the emotion code that you need to release to address this problem? If you get a yes, then you're going to be led to the emotion charts, right? The emotion code charts. If you get a no, then ask, is there something in the body code? Is there an imbalance that the body code can help with? Right. You'll get a yes, and then you go to the body code chart and you follow the body code charts. The other question that you asked me to address is, what about limiting beliefs? How do they happen? So most psychiatrists or psychologists will tell you that you learn limiting beliefs from birth up to about the age of 6. So under the age of 7, you're in absorption mode. Little kids learn through absorption. They hear everything. They learn languages through absorption, through listening, and they learn about their own emotions, how they're supposed to feel about themselves, and they learn those things through repetition. So under the age of 6, your kid, or you, when you were a little kid, is listening to all this stuff, feeling it, thinking about it, and forming opinions. And those opinions get into your subconscious. They're filed there in that big, huge computer filing system of your subconscious. Yeah. And then after the age of 7, your subconscious looks around for evidence to support the beliefs that you trapped, if you will, the limiting beliefs that you trapped under the age of 7. And the subconscious will actually redirect your behavior to put you into situations that support those unfavorable limiting conditions, so limiting beliefs. So you could have a limiting belief that you're not worthy of having a good, healthy, happy, loving relationship. Well, after the age of 7, you start looking for relationships that support that notion. The same thing with finance. You may have a limiting belief that for some reason that you trapped under the age of 6, parent said something to you, babysitter, teacher, who said, it's not, money is evil, or, something like that. And so, your behavior is then directed to support that belief. And the body code can help you find them, first of all, find those limiting beliefs, identify what they are, and then release the underlying cause of the belief. That's it in a nutshell.
Good. Well, I'm going to nutshell your nutshell, okay? I'll top your nutshell. Here's the nutshell. 1 to 6. I heard you say that's when we're forming the beliefs, right? Age 7 and beyond, we do whatever. I wrote that. We do whatever to support the belief. So if you formed a belief here, which we do, you do whatever it needs to take to make sure it's true, right? And you support that. And now back to you, the body code, which is the work of Dr. Bradley Nelson, the author of the Emotion Code. The body code allows you to tap into the person's subconscious mind where everything's stored, and tell us that process. Now that you're going to tap into someone's unconscious, how do you find out what they are? Tell me about that. Tell us about that process.
Well, you can use your own intuition, but if you're new to the emotion code and body code, you can use some tools that help you identify the questions that need to be asked. There are people that publish lists of questions about limiting beliefs. So you may have and it may be a positive statement that you're testing weak for, or a negative statement that you're testing strong for. So you muscle test. You say, do you have a limiting belief around money that's getting in the way of blocking or contributing to a blockage to making money? And you'll get a yes. So then it's a matter of identifying what that belief statement is. And you can do that through intuition. You don't need a list, but there'll be something. And so then what you do is you ask, okay, when did that form? Did it happen under the age of 10, or did it happen between 10 and 20? depending on your age, you could have had a bad experience somewhere along the way, and you've now formed this blockage. So then you just keep asking questions about what's the underlying cause of this limiting belief. Eventually, you will get back to the emotion code. You will get back to trapped emotions because you have strong feelings about this limiting belief.
Yes. So when people are here and we ask questions, you're not asking the person the question, you're not asking them consciously. You are, through, as a practitioner, through muscle testing and a proxy, we've talked about this many times in the past, you are asking their subconscious mind what the questions are. So because our conscious mind might not know when I made that decision, our subconscious mind, you find it as the practitioner, because you're the proxy. I'm showing the little thread between you and because you're that pretend thread, you are able to remove the trapped emotion that's causing that through the use of magnets. We've talked about it many times on the show. If you're new here to the Hangout with Michael show, guess what? This is like, it's so out there, but honestly, it will change your life. It's changed all of our lives. That's why we went from being a patient or a subject to actually practicing the emotion code and body code. So just to summarize, here's what I'd like to hear from you, James. Confidentially or secretly, tell us about an experience that you had recently with a client where you went back and found out what the belief was and that experience. Can you share something like that with us?
Sure. I've been working with people that have childhood abuse issues, and they were raised by parents that were raised the same way. Their parents raised them in an abusive environment, and the parents don't know any better. So that's the way they raise their kids. Well, you're now 25 or 26 or 35, and you've got kids of your own. What you want to do is break that cycle of abuse. So how do you do that? You don't know you're doing this. You just know that what was good for you, what was good for your parents is good for you. They instilled things in you and you're not aware of it. Nobody wants to purposely harm someone. But in your subconscious, there's a limiting belief about being unworthy, being worthless, that abusive relationships are normal, and they're not. And you may not even know, you will not even know or be conscious of that. That's why it's very important to connect with a person's subconscious with permission and identify what the root cause is. What are these limiting beliefs, and let's get rid of them. And I've been working with a number of people recently. They first started out saying, I can't sleep at night. I'm afraid to go to sleep. I wake up in the middle of the night with terrible night fears and horrors. Well, that there's why is that? Well, now, so I've worked with this person for a number of weeks now, and she was amazed that after the second session, she was sleeping for 8 hours. This is a person that never went to bed before 2 a.m. because they were afraid to go to sleep. And now she says it's actually kind of a little scary just how deep and peaceful the sleeping is, right?
Wow.
She says, I don't hear anything anymore. And, she was very relieved by it. And a lot of it went back to her childhood, of course.
That's fascinating work. James, these are very specific cases, and it sounds like that people have been coming to you for that kind of work. Can you tell people how they can get a hold of you, please? Sure.
I have a website. You can go to the website, check me out, decide whether or not I'm maybe a good fit with you. The name of my organization, my company, is Good Life Energy Healing, and you can find me at goodlifeenergyhealing.com.
Yes. And sessions can be done over the telephone or over Skype or a video chat. You don't need to be in person. That's the convenience of it. I have clients that live in Malaysia and India, and I'm working with people. Sometimes I see them, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm texting them. It's just really about the whole process and getting permission, being the process. So James will leave a comment in the chat below so you can check him out there. John, we're heading back to you to find out who is saying what. And then Dan is going to tell us what's happening next week. Go ahead, John.
Absolutely, yeah. Rami is buying your book. She's probably on Amazon right now. Yeah. And,
third time we've heard from her.
Yeah. Yeah. Jennifer Heiser is watching. Hi, Jennifer. That was an awesome explanation about how beliefs are formed and stored from 1 to 6, and how after 7 we look to validate those and continue to attract those limiting beliefs. Thanks.
You know what I like about that is that she remembered the numbers. And so that was, in my head, that was the use of accelerated learning technique. Thanks, saying it, me making his nutshell a nutshell, showing the 2 pictures. And Jennifer Heiser remembered it. So thank you, Jennifer. Hey, I want to say hello to Gwen Lorena as well. Here's a question for James. Can limiting beliefs or behaviors such as worry or about being negative be inherited?
Yes, they can. We're talking about energy here, and energy is, affects your DNA. It certainly affected your parents' DNA. So yes, you can definitely have an inherited limiting belief.
Yes. Well, here is the emotion code chart by Dr. Bradley Nelson, and there's 60 here. And I was working with the woman recently, and one of the trapped emotions was wishy-washy. Mm-hmm. And it kept coming up, and we laughed so hard. She said, you know what? I couldn't decide whether to make an appointment or not. So I asked my mother, and my mother was humming and hawing, and we couldn't decide. And she said, my whole family is so wishy-washy about everything. So wishy-washy. And we were going back like 5 generations, 10, and her grandmother and like the whole family. And I remember the time I did peak, and I was working with this woman. She was a little crusty. Do you know what I mean by crusty? She had a little edge to her. Well, peeved, which is the British word for pissed off, kept coming up. Everything was peeved. And she said, oh, I come from the angriest family. She said, we're just all hot buttons. My mother, my father, everybody's rageful all the time, and everyone gets ticked off and peeved. So to answer your question, yes, they do get inherited. And you might say, oh, this is so my mother's behavior. Well, guess what? We can change that behavior by finding out the trapped emotions that got lodged when you made that decision. And through being a practitioner, we can remove them. John, anything else you want to hear from?
Carol Losier is watching and says hello. Good day from Quebec.
Hey, her Canadian friends.
Yeah. Kathy Worth says the phrase, give me a child until he or she is 7 and I will have him forever, has been around for ages, and now I know why.
Hey, I want to we have my friend from South America, Julian, who's saying hello to us live here today. If you're watching live today and there was something that stimulated you or something that got you excited, tell us what that is. Say hello. We're going to wrap up with each practitioner, each of us on the panel today. What was one thing that you heard or learned today? What was one thing that you got excited? Or what's one thing that you'd like to leave your message for today? Dana, we're going to hear from you. We're going to hear from you last because you're going to tell us what to wait for next week. John, tell me something that was your summary or your wrap up or your message today, please.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd like to add a message. Body code is great for long term. We all know that. And it's also great for short term. And last week I had some major dental surgery happening and it was an excruciating pain since last Thursday. And just yesterday I had enough. I couldn't deal with it anymore. Pain in my jaw, headaches every day. And so guess who I called? Dad, help, do some body code. And so I said, hey, can you work on me? He found a bunch of dental traumas, imbalancing my organs, my glands from the stress, cleared it, and I didn't get a headache last night. I kind of felt it coming on. That's why I called him, and no headache. So it was absolutely amazing work.
Yeah.
You could easily hold up at some toothpaste, John, like this and smile. You never know you were in pain. Okay, thanks for joining us, John, hanging out with us this week. You can go to aliveandpure.com and check more about John. Good. And James, what was your experience like today? What do you want to wrap up with?
Well, I think this what this session did for me is it reinforced just how much influence a belief system can have on you, one that you don't even know you have. You trapped it before the age of 7. You have no control when you're a little kid. You have no control over your environment. You learn what from the people that you're living with. And it's always good to remember that it's not your fault, and there is help.
Okay, good stuff. As you're telling the story, I remembered. Shout out to my Aunt Kay. But I remember when I was young, and I was probably between the age of 1 and 7, and I came from a family of big men, fat men. My dad, my brother, like big, not like bigger than I am big. And I remember Aunt Kay used to take my cheek, and I was still like 6 years old, and I started to get heavier, probably 8 or 9. And I remember her squeezing my cheek. Shout out to Aunt Kay. She would say this: "You know what? You're going to be fat just like all the Losiers. You're just so cute and chubby." And I'm listening to her. And in my book, Law of Attraction, I talk about what a belief is. And a belief is a thought you think over and over and over and over and over and over again. So the Aunt Kay that used to squeeze my cheek every summer at the cottage and remind me how fat I was going to be. Well, you know what? Since doing the body code or motion code, I've reduced my weight by 36 pounds by using to find out what trapped emotions were causing me to have the body that I did. So shout out to Aunt Kay, who's now 98 years old. I'm glad you're around to see that I am no longer the fat Michael Losier. Hey, Kay. Dana, what are we doing next week?
Well, if I may, Michael, I'll just tell you what I learned on this show today. Yeah. I didn't realize the ages. I mean, I work a lot because I am a law of attraction trainer as well, trained by Michael, but we do get a lot of limiting beliefs. But this age thing has really been an eye-opener for me, especially with the body code work that works at that, from birth to 7, because it's a good question that I can ask around the trapped emotions when I'm just doing the emotion code. So thank you so much for that. Really, really appreciate that. Michael, next week, a favorite show with everybody, episode 182, viewers Q&A, and it's going to be a session also on NLP. So if anyone has questions on law of attraction, even emotion code or body code, and any NLP questions, how do you build or break rapport, then that's going to be a great show. So it's live next Friday, February 24th at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Oh, good stuff. Hey, if you're in Lima, Peru on March 4th or 5th, I'm going to be there too. I'm doing a full-day seminar in Spanish. Well, I'm doing it in English as a Spanish translator, Law of Attraction, and in the afternoon, my other book, Law of Connection. And then I'm a part of a four-speaker event on Sunday in Lima, Peru. I am in Edmonton, Alberta on April 22nd. And on April 9th here in Victoria, I am at the Entrepreneurial Summit, giving them a razzle-dazzle, what every entrepreneur ought to know about Law of Attraction and its impact on their business. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you liked what you saw, let me know and share it with other people. Hey, panel, let's say goodbye to our friends watching live. See you later, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thanks so much.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, James and John.